China's new stealth bomber plane just leaked. To modernize its armed forces, China is investing in advanced weaponry and equipment, as well as overhauling its military command structure. China's Global Times reported late last week on an upcoming test flight of a strategically important aircraft. This sparked speculation that the nation's first stealth bomber, dubbed the Xi'an H-20, would be unveiled soon. If confirmed, the H-20 would be the first publicly disclosed non-American stealth bomber to fly, ushering in a new era of strategic air power competition. Want to know more? Hey guys, welcome back to Vehicle Radar, where we bring you the latest updates on everything military aircraft and advanced weapons in the air. So stay with us till the end of the video so you don't miss out on any of this information. And before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our amazing videos in the future. And let's get started. The narrative of China's H-20 next-generation bomber may have taken an intriguing new turn, with the emergence of at least two models displaying a new aircraft design, or at the very least a concept that seems to bear striking parallels to how the H-20 is projected to look. That second point is critical since we have yet to see any official drawings of the H-20 beyond heavily disguised portrayals that may or may not bear much resemblance to the final design. However, with recent indications of an approaching maiden flight dropped by China's state-run media, it seems that momentum is building behind the long-awaited bomber, implying that its formal unveiling or state-approved leak may not be far off. Recent social media images reveal an allegedly metallic wind tunnel test model, a kind of research tool used largely to evaluate the aerodynamic properties of future aircraft designs. So far, 3 screenshots seem to be available. However, the actual film, which claims to show the model in a functional small-scale wind tunnel, has yet to be released. There's also a white desktop-like variant, which may be seen in a video clip being introduced by 2 apparent pilots, one in civilian and the other in military dress. The event shown seems to be associated with the state-run Aviation Industry Corporation of China, or AVIC, whose emblem appears behind the model, beside an English-language sign stating ML Aviation. The provenance of this video is still unclear, however, it may be related to a firm called ML Aviation, which reportedly manufactures simulators. Meanwhile, AVIC was behind a prior teaser film in 2018, which features a computer-generated flying wing-type aircraft under a sheet with the English caption, "The Next." AVIC is in charge of the Xi'an Aircraft Industrial Corporation, or XAC, which is usually assumed to be the prime contractor for the H-20. Another more intriguing still photograph of the same white-colored model shows it atop a Y-20 cargo plane, albeit the original source is unknown. The sizes of the 2 models clearly show that the apparent H-20 is constructed to a different scale. Perhaps it is meant to symbolize a scale model carried in a piggyback position for aerodynamic testing. Alternatively, it might just be 2 separate models at different scales. What is probably most intriguing is how close the 2 new models resemble prior unauthorized depictions of the bomber, while still mirroring design aspects listed in official documents and studies. Below are 2 unauthorized renderings of a hypothetical H-20 layout that have many similarities with previous versions. On the other hand, it is important to maintain a healthy dose of skepticism. Not only does China have a long history of proposing ideas that do not necessarily connect directly to the completed products, assuming they ever exist, but the level of secrecy surrounding the H-20 in particular might make it a prime target for state-sanctioned or unofficial misinformation. Andreas Ruprecht, a Chinese military aviation specialist who was among the first to release images of the models on social media, talked with the War Zone. Ruprecht told us that he believes the models bear some resemblance to official design studies being conducted in relation to the H-20, though it is also worth noting that there will almost certainly have been multiple different studies leading up to the final bomber, and this reflects only one, and possibly one that was rejected. Indeed, there is evidence that both subsonic flying wing and supersonic delta wing variants for the H-20 were investigated, with the former presumably winning out. Even if this isn't the ultimate arrangement, my gut tells me we're onto something really intriguing, Ruprecht said. He also cited a precedent in which a photograph of a wind tunnel model of the J-20 stealth aircraft was revealed years before its final shape. On this occasion, the J-20 resembled the model perfectly. I wouldn't be shocked if this is what the H-20, or at least an early test model, remarked Ruprecht. It's worth noting that previous images showed a totally different wind tunnel test item, one that looked to be a near replica of the U.S. Air Force's B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. While it was speculated at the time that this was a model of the H-20, it might have been a model created to evaluate the features of the American aircraft instead, particularly its stealth shape. The aircraft portrayed in these newest models is a hybrid flying wing, blended body design with a steeply slanted nose and noticeable cranked wing. In fact, it resembles a platform shown in a recent Russian patent, which may have a significant tie with that country's next Tupolev PAK-DA bomber. The new Chinese versions, like the Russian patent, have thinner outboard parts of the wings, which are similar to the cranked kite design used in the X-47B and Russian S-20 Okhotnik drones. While there have been interactions between Chinese and Russian aerospace design offices in the past, notably the early development of the Z-10 attack helicopter, there is no indication of any form of cooperation between the two nations on their prospective bomber programs. In addition, unlike the twin-engine Russian PAK-DA, the Chinese models seem to show a 4-engine powertrain idea as planned. The engines are clearly fed by intakes on the top surfaces of the wing and body on each side that are very similar to those used on the B-2 stealth bomber, right down to the serrated upper lip. The engine exhaust also seems to be identical to those seen on the B-2, implying that they are intrinsically well suited to reducing the infrared signature. The model's trailing edge of the wing, on the other hand, seems to have some type of folding vertical tail surface. In some of the new photos, the twin tail surfaces are folded down to lay level with the wing, while in others they're elevated, forming V-type tailerons similar to those seen on the YF-23. This is another feature that has sparked much debate, while it's quite likely that the fins are designed to offer stability, which has long been a concern when designing massive flying wing designs. As a result, the tails could be deployed at slower speeds and when maneuvering to assist in preserving a directional stability. We know that models, maybe even full-size ones, have most likely previously been presented to Chinese authorities. For example, in October of last year, a photograph was released to the Weibo microblogging website referring to the handover of a mock-up of a unique kind of aircraft. The presence of XAC, CEO, and principal designer to the photograph clearly implies that the mock-up in question was of the H-20. Unconfirmed reports from July of last year said that a mock-up had been constructed. Otherwise, people looking for images of the H-20 have had to settle with short video teasers that may or may not be based on truth. In addition to the AVIC film, an official depiction of the new bomber was featured in a People's Liberation Army Air Force, or PLAAF, recruiting video in January 2021. The computer-generated aircraft was disguised by a tarpaulin or sheet, but it bore a striking similarity to the present B-2 and prospective B-21 Raider stealth bombers of the United States Air Force. If allegations from China's Communist Party-affiliated media regarding an anticipated maiden flight of an H-20 prototype are genuine, it would not be shocking if any relevant imagery is released at this time, particularly given the pattern of the J-20. With all this being said, what do you think of China's new stealth bomber? Will this match the USAF's B-21? Let us know your thoughts in the comment box. And let us know what you thought about the video altogether. Like it and share it with all your friends and family. And make sure you hit the bell icon to get the latest notification of all of our latest videos. Hey, we'll look for you next time. Thanks for watching.